everyone, and welcome back to Chapter 8. As always, if you missed the previous episode, you can find the link to it in the description below. And for today's video, we got quite a bit of variety for you because we ended up doing a little bit of everything. We got some quests done, some achievements done, some leveling done. So let's just get started. And the first thing that we decided to do was to complete all the easy achievements in the desert and then all the medium ones that we could. And this included grinding some points at the Nightmare Zone for the first time ever, kind of get acquainted with the process so we can get a squirrel of redirection for one of the tasks. Now we're going to spend quite a bit of time here in the Nightmare Zone in the future grinding points for an imbued Slayer Helm and an imbued Salve Amulet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. When we were finished, the 2.5k lamp for easy achievements we put towards farming but got no level, and then we weren't able to do 2 medium tasks, so we'll have to leave that for later. Next, the Falador achievements got the same treatment. We completed all the easy achievements. The 2.5k experience lamp we put towards farming once again, but got no levels. And then we completed all the medium achievements that we could. The only one we weren't able to do was to kill a Mogre because we didn't have the Slayer level high enough to do that. So considering I was only 1 Slayer level away from being able to kill Mogres, which would finish all of our Falador medium achievements as well as give us a bone for Ragged Bone Man 2. I turned to Vanaka to get a Slayer assignment. He gave us 47 crawling hands, which is a pretty quick task but very crappy experience, so we had to go back and get another. This time he gave us 94 Cal fights, which did give us almost 4,000 Slayer experience and 33 Slayer level. And then we completed the Skippy and the Mogres mini quest, which is a prerequisite to be able to fight Mogres. And then we killed our very first Mogre, which also luckily dropped a bone. And then we returned to receive our rewards for completing all the Falador medium achievements. The 7.5k experience lamp we put towards farming, that got us to level 47. So I'm gonna get off the script, if you will, a little bit here and just ramble. So apologies, but I keep talking to you guys about iconic and milestone RuneScape quests, and at some point in the future I'll do a video where I show you guys what I think that list looks like, but I truly believe that no such list can exist for any player without Monkey Madness 1 being on it. Back in the day, when I used to play 2006, 2007, Monkey Madness was a goated quest. It was an incredible achievement when you got it done. I mean, it elevated your character. It legitimized your character. I know it sounds silly now to endgame content players that being able to wield a dragon scimitar might seem silly, but back then it was everything. It meant so much. And I remember, you know, all my friends I used to play that would do Monkey Madness, because not all of them did, not all of them could, not all of them wanted to. Or had the concentration or the skill level to do it. But the ones that did would come around to whatever we were doing in RuneScape and just have the dragon scimitar in their hand and emote in front of us, not to boast, but to just show off because they were proud that they got it done, and I completely get it. So that quest is just one of those quests that, like, when somebody looked at you in the world of RuneScape and saw you with the dragon scimitar, no different than the fire cape, they knew you were a badass. Like, okay, this guy's a player. This is a gamer, you know. And I know that, like, like, the more you do it, obviously it loses its novelty, like anything else, right? And nowadays, for example, when I did this quest, it's all about efficiency, just getting it done as soon as possible, just to move on. But still, I can't help but do this quest every time without having a big ass grin on my face. From the time that I was struggling 2 days without a guide when I was 13 or 14 or something, trying to get this quest and live through Apatoll, and the many deaths that I had, the frustration, the elation, everything, man, it's still to this day one of the greatest gaming moments I have. For this character though, when we finished the quest, we got 35k of attack and defense experience, and then 20k of hit points and strength. And then I froze the screen in the bottom left hand side so you can see what levels we got. Next, we completed all the Lumbee easy achievements and the medium ones that we could. I have my sights set on starting farm runs, so I'm collecting all the items to make those as efficient as possible, and this includes the Explorer's Ring, which gives you that teleport to the cabbage field outside the Falador farming patch. We already have the Arty cave for the Arty farm patch. You just saw us in the previous episode do the corn favor grind to open up the farming guild. So whenever we have the level high enough, we're going to use that herb patch. And then all the experience lamps that we've been getting recently, we've been putting towards farming to get that as high as possible, including the 2.5k experience lamp from the Easy Lumbee achievement we put towards farming that got us to level 48. So at this point, I decided to go back to questing and finish off some that I still had to do, starting with the family crest quest that give us a pair of gauntlets that are going to be very useful when we eventually start doing blast furnace. Then before we could do Cold War, I needed to train up my construction to level 34. So I went to my house and built some oak larders and some chairs until we got to that level 34. And then we went ahead and completed the Cold War quest. I do miss the penguins. I know some people don't, but I actually do miss the penguins minigame to find them around RuneScape. I thought that was always cool. But anyway, we completed that, got no levels. And then before we could do a hand in the sand quest, we needed to train up our crafting. So we went ahead and crafted some ruby bracelets until we got to level 49. And then we went ahead and finished the hand in the sand quest. And that got us to level 50 crafting. So next on the chopping block, if you will, was Olaf's quest. But before we could complete it, we needed to train up our woodcutting to level 50. So off to Sears Village we went and cut down maples until we got the level. And then we went ahead and completed Olaf's quest. And I gotta tell you, crossing that plank bridge is one of the most frustrating things in RuneScape. I don't understand why it's so difficult. I fell so many times. It just seemed like a complete waste of time, to be honest. But anyways, the quest did give us 51 defense and 66 combat level. So the next undertaking was to finish Rag and Bone Man 2. And in order to do that, we needed to get a Basilisk Bone, but we also needed to be at 40 Slayer for that. So off to Vanaka we went. The first assignment he gave us was Shades, 116 of those that we fought in Morton. That gave us 4.4k of Slayer experience. The next task was 37 Ghouls for a measly 1.8k of Slayer experience. Not a very good task. And then he assigned us 76 Hobgoblins that gave us 3.1k of Slayer experience. Pretty quick task as well, and right next to Vanaka conveniently. And then he gave us Mogres. I don't think I've ever said the word Mogre so much as I did in editing this video. Kind of insane, but whatever. 87 of those bad boys for 4.1k of experience. And then he assigned us 67 Fire Fiends that did give us 3k of experience as well. Our next task was Mogres, 98 of them. But very quickly into that task, we actually ended up getting the 40 Slayer level that we needed. So immediately to the Fremnik Slayer caves I went to fight Basilisks until one of them dropped the Basilisk Bone. If you remember this screenshot from chapter 5, we finally had all the bones that we were missing. So we returned to the Odd Old Men with our 3 bones. We cleaned them in some boiling vinegar, and then we turned the quest in for some prayer experience that got us to level 47. Day 2 of chapter 8 begins with Ankar's Lament. Another installment of the Majorat storyline, an important one. The quest gave us 56 mining, but more importantly, it gave us a Camulet, which was the last missing achievement that I needed for Desert Medium achievements. And once I completed that, we got a 7.5k experience lamp that we put towards farming to get to level 49. Next, we completed all the easy achievements in the Kindaran area and all the medium ones that we could. The 2.5k experience lamp we put towards farming once again. We are so close to level 50 where I really wanted to start doing farm runs. And then prepping for Fairy Tales 2, a quest that I know I needed to do because the fairy rings are like 6 achievements across of RuneScape. I decided to train some Herblore, and I got it mixed up. I thought I needed 49 Herblore and 57 farming. It's the opposite, but either way, we got Herblore to 49 by doing prayer potions. So next, seeking some variety in skilling, I decided to do smithing by doing 10,000 steel dart tips. I thought that was a good idea. We got to level 50, but not without getting yelled at by Thorm, who looked at me doing this and goes, "Bro, can you just go to Blast Furnace like a normal person?" And I didn't know what blast furnace is because I've never done it. You know, never played old school RuneScape. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. But anyway, next we decided to train fishing, and I knew that at some point I'm gonna have to go after and get the angler's outfit. So I figured now might be the best time to do it. So we went to the fishing trawler minigame, and then grind it out for 2 hours and 40 minutes, 4 pieces of the angler's outfit that do give 2.5% experience in fishing. So it's really nice that that grind is over. But I still wasn't close to 40 fishing, so because fishing trawler is not the most efficient way to train fishing, off to the barbarian village I went to fish at the spots there until we got to level 40. With 40 fishing, we could now complete the Land of the Goblins quest, a conclusion for now of the story of the Goblins of Dorgeshen. The quest gave us 8k of Herbler experience to level 50, 8k of thieving experience to level 47, 8k of fishing experience to level 41, and then 8k of agility but no level. And then because we did smithing to level 50, not in blast furnace, we were now able to do Between a Rock, a pretty easy quest that unfortunately did not give us any levels but is now complete. Which brings us to the end of chapter 8, and to summarize, no farm runs yet, but we ended up doing 23 birdhouse runs that got us from 37 hunter to 52. We got 15 hunter levels from that, so lots of levels. And then we also completed the weekly minigame Tears of Gothics that gave us enough fletching experience to get to level 35. So here is the progress check for this video. We went from 1020 to 1112 total skill level. That's an increase of 92. We got our angler's outfit. We trained some combat through both Slayer and quests. As far as our quests are concerned, the quest log is far more green than it is red, so we're making really good progress. For a teaser for chapter 9, we are finally going to do our first farm run, but also we are going to attempt and fight Ranis Drakan. So stay tuned to see how that goes. Thank you so much for watching this video, or any of the previous ones, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.